If you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and follow my social media in the description. It really helps me out. So the XXL Freshman Class of 2020 has just been revealed, and I want to go over everyone who made the cut and say some things about it. So let's start off with everyone who made it. Here you have the official picture that XXL Magazine released. The motto or branding of this year is "Believe in the Future." And you can see all the artists in this collage type image with their names surrounding them. The people who made the cut are Jack Harlow, which was predictable as he has been making a lot of waves with What's Poppin' and also some tracks from his Sweet Action project. Then we got Lil TJ, who of course, thanks to collaborations with Polo G, has been catapulted to the mainstream, and his latest release, State of Emergency, was also pretty good. Speaking of Polo, he of course also made the list thanks to delivering incredible projects back to back with Die a Legend and The GOAT, and has generally been kind of in the position of the savior of this new generation of hip hop artists, and it's going to be really interesting to see where his career takes him. We also got Baby Keem on here, who I discovered through Orange Soda, which is now his most streamed song of course, and he is also someone who I believe has great potential and really deserves his placement on here. Next up is Rod Wave, and this has been a long time coming. He has been really consistent with his music, and it's been incredibly interesting to see him get bigger as an artist, and I'm really happy for him to now landing his second really big hit with Rags to Riches. Then we have a placement which I think is kind of weird but typical for XXL with Cowboy. He hasn't been as relevant as he used to be when Envy Me dropped, and that would have qualified him for last year's freshman class. His last release, Long Live the Kings, was alright. I really enjoyed Barbarian, but he just hasn't been in the spotlight for that much longer, and I don't know if he has the power to come back. But I mean, they also put Gunna in the 2019 class years after he blew up. Untitled Chapter is on here too, and this is I think a very fitting placement as he was able to break out of being the Shotta Flow artist with consistent single releases, and especially his latest album Top Shotta, which was really good in my opinion and will do a lot for his career. Lil Keit is next up, and this one I'm kind of torn in between, as of course he's making numbers right now and the singles leading up to Trapped on Cleveland 3 were all good, but the project itself was not really it. I think Keit needs to think bigger now in order to really step in the footsteps of a Young Thug and become the face of YSL. I'm still a Keit fan, but for me it's not certain that his career will take off much more. The next artist I never actively listened to before but heard of is Chika, and now going back and listening to her music, I definitely see the potential and I hope she's able to blow up because I love her pen game and flow, and if she finds a way to push through to the mainstream, I'm sure she has a long career in front of her. 24K Golden is somebody who I've of course been aware of with his hit singles City of Angels and Valentino, and he's been making waves over the past 1 to 2 years, so he's a good fit on here as well. Fabio Foreign has been at the forefront of Brooklyn drill over the past year, and as that subgenre slowly moves up in popularity inside hip-hop, I believe he can be one of those pioneers that make it big, so I also agree with this one. The last person here is Mulatto, who you might remember as Miss Mulatto from the OG The Rap Game Season 1, and I know she doesn't want to be remembered as that, but that's where most people know her from. And she's been making great efforts of breaking out of that shell with new music releases, and getting Saweetie and Trina on a remix for her, and now also being featured in Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion's video for WAP. So I can see her getting big. Now these are all the rappers that made the XXL Freshman Class of 2020, and all in all I gotta say that I think this year's class is a lot better than the last 2 years, for example. Over time, the XXL Freshman list has dropped in credibility and respect as they proceeded to just promote artists that were popular at the time and didn't really look out for talent, which is the point of the list. Of course, popularity plays a role in someone making the list, but putting Lil Pump, Smoke Perp, and Blueface on it was just not a good move, and they also got backlash for that. I mean, just compare the 2013 class to the 2018 one, and that speaks volumes. I mean, at one point Cole and Kendrick were on there too. But putting people like Chico or Rod Wave on this year shows that they care a bit more again, and realize that they can't just be lazy with it and keep getting away with it. I believe the idea of a yearly list of artists that are on the come up is a really good one, and it gives these artists a bigger platform to expand on their music. I mean, you can't pretend like making the XXL Freshman Class didn't influence Logic's, Travis Scott's, and Joey Badass's career immensely. The problem is, as I said, that XXL just didn't take it seriously enough in the past, but this year hopefully marks the return to what it once was and represented. One thing I wanted to mention is that Pop Smoke, rest in peace, was supposed to be in the 2020 class, and XXL even met with him already in January as they disclosed, but unfortunately due to his passing he didn't end up on it. But I think we can all agree that he definitely is part of it in our hearts, and it would have been even better with him in it. If you watched this video to the end and liked it, I would really appreciate if y'all would subscribe, turn on notifications, and go check out my social media in the description. It really helps me out. Until the next one, you'll have an amazing day.